Hi everyone. This is the last day of this challenge. I just hope that you are learning a lot of things, but especially applying. This is the most important to apply what you learn. Otherwise, it, it isn't useless. Okay. So I am going to wrap up a little bit what we have been working on during this 5 day challenge. So the first day we were talking about some causes that we don't think about in the first place when we want to lose weight, and that can prevent us to lose weight or even make us gain weight. Okay, those were especially stress, lack of hydration, and a non-restorative sleep. Okay, we were also talking about how much important it's to have compelling reasons to override those instant relief that we are going to be to face off during all this journey. On the second day, we were talking about different kind of hungers. Okay, so I was explaining you the difference between emotional hunger and physical hunger, and this is very important if you want to lose weight permanently, because once you know this, you will be able to apply that rule. Eat only when you're hungry until you feel satisfied. Okay, so if you apply only this, you are going to get a lasting weight loss. Okay, and from the third day until today, we are talking about the main reasons, the root cause of overeating, which are three reasons, three main reasons. We are over hunger, we are over desiring food, or we are emotional eaters. And I can tell you, most of my clients have the three. So on the third day, we were talking about over hunger, okay, which comes usually 80% or 90% of the times. It is due to our modern eating pattern. So, what we eat and when we eat. Okay, we were talking about sugar, how sugar, flour, and refined food can make us feel more hungry than we should. And those same groups make us feel more desire, make us crave those foods as well. Okay, so that's why it's important to reduce those kind of foods as much as possible. Okay, and today we are talking about emotional eating, which is a topic that it's very, I can see it every day in my consultations. And I think that most of the people are emotional eater. This doesn't mean that it's always a problem, but if you are overweight, for you it is a problem. So I'm going to explain you today how we can start to deal with it in order to not rely on food anymore. Okay, so emotional eater, it's when we are eating for whatever reason when we are not hungry. So every time we are eating without being hungry, this is emotional eating. Okay? It's when we use food to neutralize our emotions, whether they are positive or they are negative. Okay? Food can help us intensify positive emotions. So, for example, we are celebrating something, and when we are putting food and we are eating, we are intensifying that joy. Okay, food help us to do this. And when we are feeling bad, food is going to reduce our pain, our negative emotion. But the thing is that this is only temporary. Okay, and the side effect that it has, it's not interesting for us, especially if we want to lose weight. Okay, so food is going also to provide us that pleasure that it comes from the act of eating. As I told you yesterday, every time we eat, even if we are eating real food, we are going to experience this pleasure coming from that release of dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a molecule that we have in the brain that it's released every time that we are eating. And when we are eating food, sugar, food like sugar, flour, and refined food, we are increasing the release of dopamine 3 times. So that's when our brain just become crazy to manage that amount of pleasure. Okay, so but this has been covered yesterday. I'm not going to talk about it today as well. Okay, and there's also that we have been conditioned to be emotional eaters. So I can remember when I went to the pediatrician and I had my vaccines when I was a kid. My pediatrician was every time giving me some candy, some sweets, or if I had a bad day at school or something happened, I had always this reward with food. Okay, and I can see it even nowadays with my kid who is at school, and when it's Christmas time or close to Christmas time, plenty of sugar, candies, sweets, and so on. So this is still happening right now. Okay, so I am not going to tell that it's very intentionally. I don't want to believe this, okay? But we are creating a little bit this. So think about, for example, how you can be unintentionally creating and ingraining a little bit this emotional eating over your kids, for example. This is a good question, okay? So let's just review a little bit what does emotional hunger look like, okay? So when you are feeling emotional hunger, just remember, you are going suddenly to experience this over desire and this emergency to eat something. So typically it's something very particular, or it's a group of food, so sweet or salty, okay? You are normally also in a particular emotional context, so you can be bored, you can be stressed, you can be angry, whatever, okay? This is also very typical. And what you are going to experience more than a lot of physical sensations, okay, what you are going to experience, especially, it's a lot of thoughts. You're going to have a lot of thoughts like, for example, you deserve this, this is delicious, it's the last time, I can't, even thoughts like I can have this. Okay, so all those thoughts are creating this emotional hunger. Okay, so just be aware of this. Okay, the difference between emotional hunger and physical hunger. What emotional hunger tells us, it's not that we have to eat. So not because we are feeling that urgency, that emergency to eat, means that this is what we have to do. Okay, so the intensity doesn't mean that it's more true than anything else. The intensity just means that there are a lot of emotions, okay? And we are normally used to follow our emotions. And this is what I am going to explain you today. Our actions are fueled by our emotions. So we think certain things that make us feel in a certain way, and with this, from that place, from that feeling, we are going to take action or inaction. Okay, so that's what happened. We are feeling this over desire, and we are going to eat and overeat. Okay, so this is exactly what happens. Okay, but the truth is that in that case, when you feel emotional, when you are emotional hungry, this doesn't mean that you need to eat. Remember that food only solves physical hunger. So food is only to fuel our body. What we really need to do when we feel emotional hunger, it's to feel our emotions, to process our emotions. Okay? And this is what we have never been taught at school, and it's essential to live in this world. Because I love this concept of living in this world of the 50-50. 50% of the times we are going to feel a positive emotion, and 50% of the times we are going to feel a negative emotion. And this is how it is meant to be. However, we are surrounded by inputs. You just have to watch the TV or all the advertisement around people feeling happy, everything very beautiful with perfect bodies and traveling to amazing places and with a lot of money. So all the inputs that we have from the external world, it's like you should be happy all the time and everything it's like this, you know? But that's not true. In this world, you are going to feel 50% of the times negative emotion and 50% of the times a positive emotion. The problem is that when we are feeling negative emotion and we don't know this concept, we are just seeking all the time the positive part. And that's when we escape from that negative emotion and we are using food, alcohol, overspending, uh, Facebooking, Netflixing, watching too much the TV. Okay, so all these kind of bufferings is a way to try to escape from a negative emotion. But the problem is that that negative emotion is there because it has a message for you. Okay, so emotions, whether they are positive or negative, are messengers. Has a message for you, and these emotions have to be processed. And the only way that they can be processed is through your body. So, what is really an emotion? An emotion, it's just a vibration that you can feel in your body when you think something. Okay, so our emotions are always coming from a thought, and this is very important to acknowledge. Okay, so what we have to do here, our work, is instead of escaping from that negative part that we are meant to live and to experience, it's just to accept that it's like this, that today I have a day where I am meant to be sad, and it's not. There's nothing wrong with me. It's just the human world. It's your human life. Okay, so instead of trying to escape from this, you just have to open yourself up to feel that. Ask yourself, what does sadness look like? Have you ever experienced on purpose sadness in your body? You have to experience this. You have to become the watcher and describe how are you feeling this sadness. Okay, there is an example that I always love to think about because I think that I think it's going to be easy and clear to understand what are emotions. So I always think about the postman that it's knocking on the door, and I know that the postman is going to bring me a fine that I don't want to pay. And what we are normally doing, it's, oh no, it's the postman with a fine. I am not going to open the door. No, no, no. I don't want it now. I don't want to open the door now. So we are just hearing he knocking in the door, and we are going to distract ourselves by going to the kitchen and eat something or drink something or call to somebody else or even put the music on and start to dance, pretending not to hear that emotion. Okay, so of course at that time there's a certain relief because we are not hearing the pain of the fine that it's outside, but we are not processing. Okay, that message will be still there. Okay, so what we have to do instead of not opening that door, it's say, okay, hi, Mr. Postman, what do you bring for me today? Ah, it's a fine. Okay, so come here, sit down in my couch, and tell me what happens. What are you bringing me? Okay, it's sadness. Okay, so how do I feel this sadness? Okay, and you pay attention on your body, what is happening in your body, where it's located. It's like something that it's constraining, or it's something that it's expanding. It's hot, it's cold, it's moving, it's still. Okay, so you just by describing how that emotion feels, you're going to feel a relief that it's going to come little by little. Okay, and then it's going to disappear. Of course, it can come back after a while, but you have at least processed one time that sadness. Okay, and that's what you just have to tell. Okay, you're going to feel this discomfort of feeling this emotion that it's very uncomfortable because it's a negative emotion. And you just have to repeat to yourself, okay, this is sadness. Okay, sadness feels like this. Okay, now I know this. I am feeling sad and there's no problem. This is what I am meant to feel today, and it's okay. Okay, so I think that this is key, not only to lose weight, because when you are opening yourself up to feel your feelings, you are no longer rely on food anymore. Because as I told you, it's a matter of minutes. This negative feeling is going to disappear, and when there's no negative feeling, you won't feel this urge to eat. Okay, and when you realize this, how many calories have you eaten? How many donuts? How many chips? How many nachos? How many pizzas? Whatever you tend to eat when you are feeling bad for something that it's temporary, and then you are ready to feel and to tolerate. Mind blowing. Okay, so this is how we process emotions. Of course, this is not coming naturally, it requires practice. And the more you pause yourself when you feel this urge to eat, you pause yourself and you say, okay, what am I feeling? I am feeling, for example, an urge. So instead of, even if it's very intensive, as I told you, the intensity of the emotion, it means nothing, has nothing to do with what we have to do afterwards. So not because it's very intense, it means that we have to do this. Not because you are feeling an urge very intense, because an urgency, it's going urge or over desire, it's always very feels like very urgent. This doesn't mean that you have to obey that. So next time when you feel an urge, instead of go there and obey, just sit down, become the watcher of your physical sensation, and don't respond to it. Don't use food to it. Okay? And you will see it's at least my clients are amazed to discover that it's not such a big deal. And this can be applied also. So the more you do this, the better you become at. And this also applies to other areas of your life. So for example, if you are buffering with something else and you discover yourself buffering, you now know that you are escaping from something negative. So what's behind that buffering? It's maybe that you are bored and you don't want to feel that boredom. It's because you are stressed. It's because you are angry. Okay? So those emotions are there because they have to be processed. And you and your body are the only ones that can process that emotion. And once it's processed, it goes. And then it can come back. Okay, no problem. Let's do the same. And the more you practice to this, you are going to see your cravings are going to reduce a lot. And especially if you reduce dramatically your consumption of sugar, flour, and refined food. Okay, so another thing that I want to tell you, emotions are always coming from our thoughts. Okay, so if we are feeling stressed, and I'm talking about stress because there are a lot of you that are suffering from stress eating. Okay, so if you are feeling stressed, it's not because a lot of things happen in the world, it's because of what you make those thoughts that happened in your world mean something to you. Okay, so for example, sleeping 5 hours per night and working 10 hours in the same day, okay, you can make that mean it's a hard day, I need a treat. And when you tell to yourself, I need a treat because it was a hard day, you are generating this emotion of over hunger, over desire, sorry. And what you are going to do is eat and eat. And the result that you are going to get is that you are going to gain weight. But the problem, even if you think that the reason why you're feeling stressed over desire, it's because you have a hard day, this is not exactly the reason why you feel like this. Why you feel over desire because you have this thought that is telling you, oh, it was a hard day, I deserve a treat. When you think this is the thought that is creating this over desire and that makes you eat and overeat. Okay? And that has a result that you don't want, which is your gain weight. So, one important thing is that when you are opening yourself up to feel this emotion, you become the watcher of what is happening in your body. You are also going to see a lot of thoughts coming up. Those are the thoughts that are generating that emotion. And those are the thoughts that you have to pay attention, because those are the thought errors. Even if it sounds true to you, those thoughts are creating a result that you don't want. Okay, so this is like this. So we have thoughts. This create our feelings. And when we feel in a certain way, we are going to take action or inaction. Okay, everything that we do it because we feel in a certain way or because we don't want to feel in a certain way. And those actions are going to have a result. Okay, so if there's a result that you have currently in your life, for example, your weight, if you are not happy with your weight, you have to see what happens here. What are you thinking? Okay, because those thoughts are what are creating your result. Okay, so we have to uncover a lot of thoughts. We have to uncover your belief system. A belief, finally, it's a thought that you have repeated so many times that now it's ingrained and that you are not even able to see them. Okay, so you have to uncover this. And then you're going to see that those thoughts, the feelings that are creating, and you will understand the actions that you're taking that are getting you to the result that you don't want. Okay, so this is exactly the process that we use not only to be aware of the impact that our thoughts have in our lives, but also when we want to create the result, okay, which are the thoughts that we can choose that are going to make us feel the right, the proper emotion that are going to drive us to take the good actions and in a sustainable way. That is important. Okay, and you have to be, those three have to be aligned. Okay, have to be aligned, because for example, a lot of my clients before starting with me, they have always wanted to lose weight. Their result was, I want to lose 50 pounds. Okay, and they were telling me, but you know, Laura, I have done a lot of diets and I have been doing all the right things, everything that my dietitian, my nutritionist, or whatever, whoever told me to do, I was doing the right things, and I lose weight, but I cannot maintain it. Okay, so if it's like this, you have to look here. What are the feelings? Which is the emotion that it's fueling all these actions that you are doing right? Because if the emotion, it's self-loathing, because every time you look at the mirror, you think, I hate my body. You feel self-loathing. Okay, even if you do the right things, this emotion is going to burn you out. And that's why you end up quitting and you never get the result, because the emotion, it's not aligned with what you want, because you have a thought that is, I hate my body, or I need to get rid of all these kilograms, okay, for example, or I have to do this, or I should do this. All those kind of thoughts that may seem very true are going to create a feeling which is self-loathing or resistance, for example. And from resistance, even if we take the right answer, actions, they are not going to last in the long term, and therefore we are not going to achieve a lasting result, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so this is very important, and at the same time it's very difficult to do it on your own. Okay, so that's why I have created this program, which is a 6-month program. Why 6 months? Because I know that the easiest part is to lose weight, and the most challenging part is to maintain it. And for maintaining weight means that you have to, this weight loss has to last a certain amount of time, so in a long term. Okay, so in 6 months there are going to be a lot of circumstances, there will be a lot of things that happen in your world that can trigger you to have negative thoughts and come back to your old you and redo exactly the same thing. So that's why it's a long work together. Okay, so I am working one-on-one. It's a one-on-one container, totally personalized to you, and I am working from a holistic approach, which is mind, body, emotion. So when I talk about mind, I am helping you to think as a thin person. Okay, I can tell you that you are not thinking the same way as your version of you that weighs in a long term 50 pounds less. Okay, you are not thinking the same way, and if you are thinking the same way, that weight loss, it's not going to last. Okay, because you have to change your relationship with yourself, how you talk to yourself, your mental chatter, and so on. You have to change this. You have to lose this mental weight, and then the byproduct of losing that mental weight and learning how to manage it, it's going to be your lasting weight loss, physical weight. Okay, I am also helping you to manage this mental chatter, and also to keep going even when you don't feel like it. When you want to quit, I help you to keep going, how to manage your mind, to motivate yourself, to become your first cheerleader, finally. Okay, and this is very important because you are going to be, there's going to be in the 6 months, for example, several times where you are going to experience this a little bit of overwhelm. This is totally normal, but if you know how to manage it, and you know that even if you feel that you don't want to continue, you can continue, and it depends only on you, and you know how to do it, you're going to achieve it. Okay, then I am also helping you with the body part, and what I am doing, it's helping you create a sustainable protocol. A protocol is a way of eating that is going to make you feel less hunger. It's going to make you reduce the hunger and the desire, and also it's going to make you feel more energized, and it's the healthiest way where you can eat. Okay, and it's also going to yeah, so energized and healthy. This is what I wanted to say. And then also at the level of the emotions, I'm going to help you to process what we have been taught today, but much more deeply. We are going to process together. You're going to do it in front of me, that those emotions that you don't want, in order for you to not rely on food anymore. Okay, and I'm going to make you, to help you feel good about yourself while you are losing weight, not when you lose weight. You have to feel good about yourself before and meanwhile. Okay, this is also very important, because this, when you are doing things, okay, if all the actions are taken from a place of love, of self-love and self-care and compassion, you are going to achieve a lasting result, because it's a line. I want to lose weight for good, and the feeling that is fueling my actions, it's self-love. It's very coherent, and it's self-love because I think my body deserves the best, for example. This can be a thought, okay? So of course, if now you are, I hate my body, you cannot change like this to I love my body. It's impossible. But this is also something that I am going to tell you how to, little by little, we are going to work together, and we are going to go from I hate my body to I love my body, okay? And this is possible for anyone, okay? So even if you see this option very far from you, that's not true, okay? And I'm going to help you. This is something that we have talked yesterday. I'm going to help you as well to create the joy in your life, to not look for that through food anymore. This is also very important. Okay, so it's a 6-month program. There are 20 coaching calls. Okay, so it's 60 minutes each call weekly. And I am also sending an email with a summarize with all the things that we have, the main important points that we have been covering during the session. And I am also offering daily accountability. This is also very important. So this protocol that I am going to teach you, it's you, the person who are going to create that protocol. So you are going to choose what you are going to eat based on the food you like, okay? And you are going to send me this every single day. It's really daily accountability. And you are also going to tell me how much you have honored. So all the things that you have eaten or not eaten, okay? And I'm going to coach you through all this during the week. So it's not only coaching once a week. I am really there daily, okay? And if there's something else outside of this protocol, if there's something else, any doubt, whatever, I offer also a Voxer support 24/7, okay? Available, unlimited, okay? So it's really you, if you hire me, you're going to hire my brain. You're going to have, I am available, me with my brain, 183 days. I think it's half of the year, okay? And yeah, I think that that's all. There are also some worksheets to help you do inner work and so on. And the price for this, it's 6,000 US dollars that you can pay once, or there are also available payment plans for if it's more convenient to you. And if you are in the Eurozone, it is also possible to pay in euro. So I have just recently opened 3 more spots. Okay, so I have 3 more spots for you. If this does resonate with you, I encourage you to send me a DM and we set a call. We are going to discuss a little bit, and if we are a good fit, we can discuss and see if we can work together. So that's all what I've got for you. I don't know if you have any doubt. Um, for those of you who are watching this in the replay, I recommend you to watch all the videos. Really, today I think it's the longest one, but normally it has taken about 25 minutes per day. There's a lot of information in a short amount of time, so be attentive, pay your attention, and the most important is to apply what you have learned, really. If you are just listening and say, oh, okay, that's interesting, yeah, maybe I'm going to apply this. No, I suggest you to apply this, because just with all that I have give you during this week, you can already alone start to lose weight, okay? So don't hesitate to do it, okay? And if you want somebody, if you want me to be with you, I will be glad, okay? So I am ready to do this, and I know I can help anybody to lose weight permanently, okay? Anybody, really, Okay, this work has been life changing for me. And in fact, I'm going to tell you something a little bit more personal. I was a physician. I am a physician, okay? And I was very good and very happy with my career. And I just did this certification not because I wanted to become a coach. I just wanted to learn more about mental and emotional management to equip my kids, especially. Because I thought we are going to let them in this world, crazy world, they need to have these tools of emotional and mental management, and they really need to be empowered and leaders in this world where it's, I think that in some years it's going to require a lot of people that really knows how to manage their minds and their emotions. So my idea was to do this, but for me has been really life changing at that point that I told myself, no, my God, I love medicine, but this is so much important. So I really find my calling. Okay, so what I am doing now, it's all what I've learned during my expertise as a doctor and my passion always for all which is healthy lifestyle, nutrition, and mental health. Okay, I am mixing this with all the tools that I've learned in this certification, and that's what I am doing. And I love my life. Okay, so I already loved my life before, but now it's incredible. So I just wanted to share with you because some of you have asked me, but you were a physician and now you're doing this. And this is really because I think that this work matters and it matters a lot. So thank you very much for all this week. I really enjoyed a lot to be here with you during all those days. And thank you so much. Have a great day. And if it does resonates with you, don't hesitate to send me a message. We're going to just have a conversation, no engagement, okay? And at least the worst thing that can happen is that you are going to have something much more specific for you to work on, okay? So I wish you a great day. Bye.